Hey y'all, it's Allie from Green Witch Mystics. Today I'm going to show you how to make a wire wrapped spider. Be sure to check out my Amazon affiliate links down below for tools that I actually use for my wire wrapping. Follow me on social media, shop my website, and let's get started. So if you follow me, you know I never measure my wire. I'm really bad about it. And I usually like to use more than I need to. So I'm probably with this project, I'm actually gonna make this a little bit smaller. With this project, I'm probably in total using around 24 inches because it looks like it's about a foot in length, but I mean, this is folded over, so. So we're gonna take our round nose pliers or your bail pliers and just make a nice big circle. And then you're gonna put the wire like so. And we're gonna fold the wires up and around. I like to do this just one side at a time. And I'm gonna apologize in advance if I kind of exit out of the frame every once in a while. I'm gonna do my best to edit it down. But because this wire is so long, it just gets in the way and I don't want it to make a bunch of scraping and clanking noises. But it's kind of hard because it's right next to my tripod. But I'm gonna do my best. So just know I will quickly return into frame if I exit out of the frame. So you want to be careful when you wrap the wire around this because it is going to be thin wire and it's the same gauge wire. So I like to kind of pinch it a little bit because we are going to be wrapping it around. And so pinching it down with your flat nose pliers kind of establishes the wire to be hooked around it without you having to torque it with your fingers and it be a little loose. So we're just going to do the other side. So again, pinch it down if you need to with your flat nose pliers and just be careful not to pull too hard on this because again, it'll kind of mess the shape up of the head. Okay. So I like to do just one side at a time. Loop this through. Pinch it down. Again, being careful. pinch down. You can make these like close to the same size, but it's kind of fun. In the past, I've experimented with kind of switching the leg lengths up because different spiders, you know, look a little bit different. Some of them are kind of chunkier and have stubbier legs. Some of them have really long legs. Some of them, like their back legs are longer than their front legs. So feel free to experiment with that. So we have the feet, the last foot, make it a little bit shorter. But they're all relatively the same length. And then you don't have to do this, but you can make fangs. Again, it depends on the spider you're making. If you're going to be using a really small bead, like you want to make little mini spiders, I would definitely use 26, but probably 28 gauge wire. Okay, and then make little fangs. Make sure they're like big, not too big. Ah. Okay, so there's one side done. If you want to be super, super precise, you can either get a little piece of measuring tape, or you can get a scrap piece of wire and cut it, and that can be kind of like your measuring tape. So I am going to just kind of do this in the background. I'm not really going to voice over too much. And you can just kind of observe and follow along. But it's going to be pretty much the same. Actually, I mean, pretty much. It is going to be exactly the same as what I just showed you. And I'm sorry for the like brightness of the camera. It's because the surface is like reflective. It's like a faux, whoa, what am I? That was about to be a huge mistake. Oh my gosh, that would have been awful. I would have had to start all over. I apologize for my hand like flashing at any point. This suede material is kind of the only black, well, it's not the only black fabric I have. I have plenty of black clothes, but it's the only like scrap black fabric that I have. And because it's like shiny, it keeps hitting the light kind of funky, and when my hands go back into frame, the camera has to adjust. So I will do my best to edit that down as well. But I am aware, and I will try not to use this again in the future. don't know if y'all heard that little squeak. That's my cat. I'm sure she's gonna hop up here very soon. Side's a little jacked up. Okay, you see how I said to be careful and then I just was not careful right there? Okay. So you want to make sure that when you get to this point, you're being kind of mindful of not, like, making sure there's enough room and not overlapping too bad on wires right here. It kind of looks like a bat with with the fangs not tightened up yet. And this is what I mean. I was not very tight on this side. So you can see it's not a circle, but it's fine. We can fix that. Easy, easy fix. So now for the fun part. We get to twist. We get to make the legs. Okay. So for the legs, you'll just grab the end and just twist. And you can make their little feet as like big or small as you want. Oh my goodness, that was my cat. She sounds closer. I can't really look. I don't know where she is. Oh, she's right behind me. I hope you could hear that. She sounds like a little squeaky door, like a squeaky floor. A little squeaky floorboard. And I like to do kind of like one flip flop between the sides so that the tension doesn't get weird, and that I kind of am keeping an eye on the feet size. With the fangs, I really like to not leave any little, like, feet pad, quote unquote, little circle. Try to tighten it up a little bit more than the others. And some people like tighten theirs up a little bit more to where it's kind of how I have my fangs, like at the end, but I don't know, I don't really mind. Okay, let me fix this. Let me just push it down. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, so with this part, you can clip it super short and make it to where it's finished off like so, and you can just kind of leave it as is, like add it to a piece or add a jump ring. Or from here, which I will loop one of these to fill that gap. Okay. And twist this. I'm gonna use my pliers. Twist this. And then just make it into, get your round nose pliers or your bail nose pliers, kind of cock it one way, bring it around, and then you just twist. Sorry, I'm not perfectly in frame. But then you just make a little loop. And then you can hang it from stuff or make it into an earring or a necklace. And then of course we need to shape the legs up. I would have done this much prettier, but that got a little short. So just do the bottom legs. And sometimes with this, it can be a little difficult to figure out if the angling is weird or if you kind of kinked it on a weird spot. So if they look uneven, try to see if it's maybe the angle that it's on or if it is because you kind of pinched it at the wrong place. So put the bottom two pointing down, the top two pointing up. See, this one is shorter than that one. I kind of like the little bit of a shorter look. Probably could have made the fangs a tiny bit smaller, but it's okay. And I'm gonna put this on here to kind of reshape it, and yeah, that's all there is to it. We just made a spider. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please leave suggestions down below. I plan on posting more spooky themed tutorials. If you found this helpful, please leave a like, leave a spider emoji. Let me know how this project turned out for you, what you're using it for. Follow me on social media. Check my description down below for tools that I actually use, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.